From coast to coast, the demand for childcare workers is far exceeding the supply. And when ABC News examined the industry last year, we learned the pandemic actually contributed to this shortage in a major way.
And now parents and childcare providers across the country are growing desperate. Joining us now from Washington, D.C. is ABC News White House correspondent Travers. Good afternoon, Karen.
Hey, Amy and TJ. Since we did this story last year, the crisis in the childcare industry has gotten worse. We met one childcare worker who has a second job at a grocery store just to pay his bills. And one director of a childcare center says she's losing workers to fast food restaurants and retailers because they can pay more per hour than she can.
The U.S. job market continues to bounce back from the COVID pandemic. Despite that good news, one key industry is still struggling: childcare.
We continue to have staffing shortages. We're about 22% short-staffed right now. This is unheard of.
The childcare sector has lost more than 100,000 workers compared to pre-pandemic levels. That's a drop of 9.7%. Experts say the single biggest factor that continues to drive this staffing crisis: low pay for childcare workers. The average hourly wage for a childcare worker is just $13.31, or under $28,000 per year. Marcelo Candia is a teacher at ACA Child Development Center in Annandale, Virginia. He works a full day in a classroom of 4-year-olds and then heads to a second job nearby.
I work in the grocery store, so after finish here, I got my other job. So I need to take that in order to pay my bills too.
His colleague Nicole Lazart told us she knew her whole life she wanted to be a teacher, but she's questioning how long she can afford to stay in the field.
If I wanted to have kids, if I wanted to get married and kind of go to that next part of my life, it's just not really possible. I could do it, and I've seen people do it, but I see them struggle.
The child care center directors we spoke to say they're trying to alleviate that struggle, paying their workers more and offering generous benefits and incentives to retain quality teachers. ACA Child Development Center receives funding from the county and state and got federal dollars during the pandemic, but it's still not enough.
We are running our program with a $200,000 more or less deficit for this fiscal year because we decided to increase the salaries.
Isabel Bolivian says raising tuition isn't an option. The vast majority of children enrolled at ACA come from low-income families.
Many work in cleaning companies, grocery stores, school systems as teachers or firefighters.
Last year, Leslie Spina told us that for the first time in nearly 3 decades running Kinder Academy in Philadelphia, she had empty classrooms because she just didn't have enough teachers. She now says her staffing challenges have gotten worse.
We're not paying what Target pays. We're not paying what Chick-fil-A pays because we can't afford to.
In the nation's capital, the city government has tried to help daycare workers with grants to centers and an innovative new program that pays teachers up to $14,000 extra per year. KidSpace Child and Family Development Center in Washington is free to families who've experienced homelessness, trauma, and abuse. D.C. government funding and private donations have helped it pay their workers more. Latoria Myers teaches infants and toddlers. She says the grant gave her financial stability.
I'm a single mom, so it helped me kind of get back on a financial balance. Actually taking my son on a trip finally, his first plane ride.
Experts say without major reform and funding, not much will change.
There are times when you wake up and think, is it worth it? Should I continue to do this? But I know that I am making a difference in the lives of others. And what would life be if not being here for others too?
Karen, how are these centers trying to retain the quality workers they have and also recruit others when obviously pay is such an issue?
Yeah, Amy, the directors we talked to say they are trying to do everything they can to pay their workers more and offer generous benefits plans. Leslie Spina, that you saw in Philadelphia, she offers dental, health, and vision plans, mental wellness, even a retirement plan. And she says she still wishes she could do more. She's also says she tries to tell people that she can help you get certifications, education, so that you can leave the childcare industry and go on and become a K-12 teacher. So that this is just a stepping stone into a career in education, that's something that retail or fast food can't offer you. But she says it's just so hard to compete right now when those industries are offering higher wages per hour.
And Karen, another impact here, this is now could be a barrier to some women getting back into the workforce.
It really is, TJ, because right now women participating in the workforce is still not what it was before the pandemic. And many people say that's because childcare is still an issue. And experts say that when it comes to women going back to work, they're the ones that make the decision to go from full-time to part-time or not working at all if childcare is an issue. We spoke to a teacher, pre-K teacher in Missouri, who's expecting her first child in December. She is really struggling to get childcare right now. She can't get a space. She is being told maybe next summer, maybe next fall. Her parents have said they can help her out and take care of her daughter until then, but she told us if they couldn't help her out, it would be very difficult for her to return to the classroom and teach. So there are a lot of people like her across the country right now who are making a decision. If they can't get childcare for their own children, they might not be able to work themselves.
Yeah, this is such a struggle and with so many ripple effects. We really appreciate you shining a light on it. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.